First off, all praise the Almighty Yahweh. Today I have a devotional for you from Extreme Devotion. It's from Voice of the Martyrs. They tell stories of persecuted Christians all around the world. When Erkin Sengel committed his life to Christ in the Muslim nation of Turkey, some saw it as turning his back on his heritage and nation. When he said that he would do anything for God, he had meant it then. But what about now? Erkin sat in a dark, dank prison cell surrounded by cellmates. He had been arrested by local police who said that he'd insulted Islam by distributing books for Christian publisher. Erkin cried out to God, begging to be rescued. He knew that he'd done nothing wrong and didn't deserve to be there. You said you'd do anything for me, God whispered to Erkin's heart. Did you mean it? Broken before God, Erkin wept and worshipped. He told God in his heart, I really meant it. Erkin began to preach 3 hours each day in prison. He learned that God allowed him to be in prison to give him a new mission field. Erkin was in prison for 30 days until witnesses admitted that police had pressured them into signing statements, and the judge found no evidence of any crime. The arrest had furthered Erkin's witness. Since his release, many who shared his cell have visited his church, asking about the God who gave him peace while locked in prison. Erkin still joyfully gives out Christian books, knowing he could be arrested again. Most Christians would admit that suffering is not exactly what we have in mind when we say we want to be used by God. Sure, we want to live out our faith, but not to the point of persecution. We resent being overlooked for promotions at work or excluded from social events. We feel slighted, cheated, ripped off. However, we must be willing to prayerfully seek God in the midst of our desperation. The moment we do, we find prayer changes our perspective. We begin to see opportunities for growth. We receive hope. We find promise amid pain. Eventually, we begin to discover our current situation, however unfair and undeserved, may be part of God's plan after all. When we pray for God's perspective on persecution, we find the courage to be obedient at all cost. And pray for me too. Ask God to give me the right words so I can boldly explain God's mysterious plan that the good news is for Jews and Gentiles alike. I am in chains now, still preaching this message as God's ambassador. Ephesians 6:19 and 20. I love you guys. Our Father loves us. Have a good day, and don't take for granted the freedom you have to worship our Father.